Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans.
You know what? It takes time to get this level of slouch.
I have like community art. I have like a bookshelf with souvenirs. I have our banner over here. Flarrick's like down here in like the tiniest corner, like in front of his plain white wall.
Mhm.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Well, we'll see if we
Let's
can
go.
get him to jump up with a welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Ryan.
This is Jake.
This is Flarrick.
and this is Mac.
And this is our Haru preview episode. It appears Flarrick is going low energy with it today. If you were watching our YouTube video, just
Hey,
a
my
little
energy is high, just on my chair posture.
That's fair.
Altitude is
as
low.
he grips the back of his chair to make sure his ass doesn't slide off the seat.
Exactly. Altitude is low, but attitude is high.
Yeah,
we're good to
there you
go.
go. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we move on with anything. We are recording this preview episode a little bit earlier than we typically do. Recording this on Sunday, so 7 days before the Basho begins. We still have our same level of knowledge that we typically do on our typical recording days, but
Which is not that great.
which is not a whole lot. It's ideally we would be recording like on Thursday or Friday after the first matches are announced, but then we all have to give up our Friday evening to record, and then Jake has to edit it in a timely fashion, and then people all have to listen to it within one day. That's not going to happen.
No.
Jake, God damn it, Jake, you are muted.
I muted myself so I could grab a drink. Much more importantly than Ryan's laziness is that this weekend is U.S. Nationals. So I will be traveling starting, like, I guess the last time that I would even have available is like Wednesday afternoon. So why don't I actually go through that real quick right now? This weekend is U.S. Nationals in Orlando. It's probably too late to buy a spring break plane ticket to Orlando, but you should watch that on YouTube. It will be airing on the Grand Sumo Breakdown YouTube channel. 2 weeks from this weekend will be the Kuma Bash, the first modern era youth only tournament. That's going to be in Nashville, run by the Antioch Sumo High School Club. So check that out. Go look up Tennessee Sumo on Instagram to find out more about that. And then also we have just found out that I will be having permission to travel. Hopefully I can drag one of you guys with me at the end of April for the Roller Town Showdown in Dallas.
Ooh.
So that one's going to be pretty cool. Lots more coming on that one. I don't want to say anything now because we're still working on some plans, but that one's going to be a lot of fun. Dallas Sumo Club always runs really wild, awesome events.
All right. And then before we get into the sumo, we need to bring up our Patreon. We got a Patreon. You can sign up at the $1 level, which you get one compliment per Basho, or you can sign up for the $3 level where you get the compliment. You can also ask us any question of your choosing, and we will be forced to answer it, sumo or otherwise. The Patreon just helps us pay for our podcasting fees, our Zoom account, to help us get this podcast out here. It pays for some equipment. We bought some like stickers and pins for Jake to bring along to the amateur tournaments that he's going to. So just kind of helps the podcast run and keep things of a higher quality. So
I love how the compliment is, it always sounds so transactional from you.
well,
Yeah, right.
that's because that's exactly what it is. Do you think I'm going to compliment people who aren't paying me to do so?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
You guys have never paid me, and I've never said one nice thing about you guys on this podcast.
In fact, you're forcing me to say very mean things today.
Hey, speaking of which,
Indeed.
Jake,
Uh-oh.
before we move on,
Oh, dang it.
No, wait. Should
To
we,
our
should
compliments.
we do our compliments first?
all right, we'll be nice and we'll be mean.
Yeah,
So
let's
Jake,
start it off. Let's start off with positive energy so we can bring me
Yes.
down even harder.
Yes.
So we have one new patron since last time, Chris Lawfer. You are the
Yay!
oversized brace holding our podcast knees together.
That's right. All four of us in one brace. It gets very awkward.
Indeed.
I would say it's a metaphor, but it is actually literal. Yeah.
And to some of our other fantastic patrons, we have Cole Brumley, Mark Burgess, Rob Shields, Thora Cottrell, Joe Hobbs, Willie John, Nikki Shands, Florida Oku, Rob Lunsford, and I butchered that
Nailed
one.
it.
Let me try that one again. Florida Daoku. I'm saying it wrong. I apologize.
You know who you are. Let's move on.
Yeah. King Arthur, Glenn Otto, Trent E, Rob Graham, Caroline, and Giuseppe Salico. Your support brings me personally more joy than a Chiyomaru smile.
Wow. That's a lot of joy.
That man is a cherub made flesh, and he just warms my heart.
All right, Jake.
So thank you.
So I lost the Champ Chump series last time, and the way that we've done it now so that we can start recording our recaps sooner, like right at the end of the Basho, is we've moved our punishments to the preview of the next time.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to have a great day rolling a d20 to determine what of 20 phrases.
Let's not lie. You're not rolling a d20. I've got 20 phrases that I'm
You're
gonna
right. You're
make
right.
you say
Ryan is the one
in
who
order.
amended the rules after we determined what was going on. Yeah. So
You
Ryan,
did hold up a D20 before we started recording.
I still have it right here. I'm going to fiddle with it the whole time because I'm
Okay,
nervous
very
about
good.
the awful stuff Ryan's going to have me say. I request, nay, I demand that you call me Lil Jakey Boy for the remainder of this episode.
Once again, Lil Jakey Boy, I would be happy to do so.
I bet you would. I bet you would.
All right.
Anytime, little Jakey boy.
So let's.
I'm devastated.
I don't wanna.
My day is ruined.
Good. We don't even need to do the other 19 statements.
It's the same thing 19 more times, isn't it?
Indeed.
Ooh, he's already caught on.
Oh,
right.
dear.
No, let's talk about Sumo and somebody who may or may not be competing in the Haru Basho. That is our sole Yokozuna, Terano Fuji, where his health and status for this Basho is still kind of up in the air. I've seen online some reasons why he may compete and some reasons why he may not compete. I think the long thought theory from when he first had his surgery is that he probably wouldn't be coming back until the Natsu Basho, which is the Basho after this one. But some reasons for optimism for this Basho. As of February 13th, which is about 2 to 3 weeks ago at this point, he was doing practice matches with Sekitori in his Heya. He said he was doing upwards of 20 matches a day with Nishiki Fuji. He says his knees are fine. So, you know, straight from the source himself.
Yeah.
My knees are fine. Creak, creak, creak.
Yeah. I don't think that's been true for Terano Fuji for at least 7 years in any way, shape, or form.
Is somebody like twisting a roll of bubble wrap or something? What is that? What is that
Oh,
noise?
don't pay attention to that. Oh.
Don't pay attention to the knees behind the curtain.
Yeah.
The knees behind the braces.
He also participated in Hakuho's retirement ceremony and held a dohyo iri at the Meiji Grand Shrine, which you can't do if you are currently Kadoban. So his certificate, like if you're like Kadoban and you need to be resting, you can't do like any extracurriculars. So in order for him to do that, he's no longer like considered Kadoban. Reasons why he may not compete, there's a lot less, but I think it's very important and telling. He's been avoiding direct questions about whether or not he will compete.
Oh boy.
I feel like if you're gonna compete, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
be
gonna compete.
there. I'll be there.
This sounds like my favorite thing where it's like,
Sounds like your favorite thing. Let's make you say something that's not your favorite thing.
all right,
Oh,
fine,
dear.
I'll save my funny until I embarrass myself. After an overwhelming amount of evidence in the year of 2022, I, Lil Jakey Boy, am here to definitively say that Takayasu is a choker. I retract any statement that I made in the past that is contrary to the undeniable reality that Takayasu chokes when it matters the most. Hey, I'm Ron Burgundy right now. I read what you put in front of me.
Ryan.
I didn't have enough time to proofread everything. I tried, like, I reread over everything. I missed that because I knew if I had any typos in there, I was gonna get called out
Ryan,
on it.
this
You only had
attention
2
to
months.
detail is this attention to detail is
I
really
did it all in, like,
contrary
the
to your
past-
normal performance.
I did it all in the past 2 days.
Contrary
flared
to
it.
popular belief.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jake. You had a little Jakey Boy. I apologize. You had a funny.
I was going to say, Terano Fuji saying, yes, everything is good. Are you going to compete? No comment. It always sounds like if somebody says like if something requires your vaccination status, it's like, are you vaccinated? It's either yes or I don't have to tell you that.
Yeah.
Which,
Hey.
come on. Oh, how are you feeling? I'm great. Are you going to compete? I don't have to tell you that.
I don't have to tell you that.
Like, come on.
All right. Yeah, exactly. I feel like it sounds like somebody who wants to do extracurriculars, but then also not lie about
Yeah.
competing in the Basho later on when he ultimately decides to not compete.
It's okay to lie with your actions, but with your words, that's uncalled for.
Exactly.
How
That-
dare you?
Unbecoming of a Yokozuna.
Yeah. If he's actually practicing sumo, I do think that's a good sign, though. Like 20
But-
matches a day, I heard.
Yeah.
Against Nishiki Fuji, though?
Yeah, sure.
Sekitori, yeah. I mean, he's very tiny and very easy for Terano Fuji
And
to
that's
practice
my point.
against.
I'm like, that's like Godzilla going up against a much smaller version of King Kong. Like, I'm sorry, it's just
a regular
not gonna
gorilla, if you will.
A regular,
a regular
gorilla.
gorilla, if you will. It's like that's just no. Godzilla's still Godzilla.
Like a very talented gorilla, but like, come
Yeah.
on.
All right, so Flarek's probably the most optimistic that Terano Fuji will compete, but I don't really think we're honestly expecting Terano Fuji back this Basho. It's kind of my feeling, at least. So hopefully he'll be there, but if not, that's okay. We've got another potential Yokozuna that could be joining.
Flarek's energy was up when we were starting to talk about him, and now it's back down. So now he's back in slouching. We're good.
So
There he goes.
There he goes. His energy's going down.
that potential Yokozuna that I mentioned is indeed Taka Keisho, who is currently in Ozeki and is currently coming off of a Yusho win, which means that another Yusho win in the following Basho should be a slam dunk promotion to the rank of Yokozuna. After the previous Basho, the Yokozuna Deliberation Council met. Obviously, they did not recommend Taka Keisho for the promotion to Yokozuna at the time. They really didn't even bring it up for discussion. It sounds like some people in the YDC wanted to bring it up for discussion, basically saying what we said. He won a Yusho equivalent, and then he won a Yusho. What do you want from the guy? But once again, that was a minority rule. They did, however, acknowledge Taka Keisho's hard work and his carrying of the responsibility of an Ozeki, quoted as being said, "It can't be denied Taka Keisho is the Rikishi closest to Yokozuna right now, because duh."
Because
Duh.
He's the only Ozeki, of course he is.
what? Oh, that's almost insulting to like say that rather than
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point.
Speaking
sounds
of
like-
insults,
Oh, yeah, might
Oh
as well.
yes.
I just really want to burn through these. I'm sure it's something about being called little Jakey boy. Do I pronounce this with the tone that it seems to be
Yes.
written?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Really? I thought we weren't doing these stupid ones again. Okay, fine. Piper is cuter than Bubbles and Daisy Herder. We've done this before.
Come on, Jake, like, do the punishment. Like, just read what we put in front of you. All right? Like, don't take this to your own hands.
We've already established I'm Ron Burgundying this. Like, I will only say what is on the TV.
There's obviously some ad-libbing going on here.
Yeah. I'm the one who changes the rules after the fact. That's right. Yeah.
All right. And then when asked, the YDC, when asked directly what was expected of Taka Keisho to earn Yokozuna promotion, the YDC said that it wasn't really discussed, apparently. And then
No comment.
they
I don't
will
have to tell you
judge
that.
according to the
I don't have to tell you that.
It's like I don't have to tell you that. Aha, I see. So it's
I'll-
not just Terano Fuji.
Yeah. I'll know it when I see it.
I mean, I think we covered this pretty thoroughly on the review and probably on our Bonska episodes, but like, if he wins the U show, like, come on, like, it's gonna happen.
What more you got?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's
They
gotta
have
happen.
no grounds to deny if he
No.
wins a U show.
this time around, it was kind of a judgment call of like, well, it was a U show, but it wasn't very good, or like,
Yeah,
I guess
that
that's
U
the
show
argument we're making.
equivalent, I think, is the thing that got it.
Mhm.
Let them kind of go iffy on that because of that U show equivalent. I think it sounds like they'd have set the precedence that the number of wins, the quality of U shows, when U show equivalents come to play, the number of wins does come into play factor about
Yes.
whether you get promotion or not.
I-
So,
I
you know
wish
what? Fair
that,
play.
Yeah,
Fair play.
exactly. Fair play. I do wish that we would have been able to isolate our variables a little bit more, because like Taka Keisho also has had some moments like the hey, how come you didn't call a hair pull on that one, guys? You know, things like that. Like if he had been denied for a more obvious case, we could like kind of dial down and see how hard
It's
they
like the
weigh those
Hinkaku kind of
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How heavily do they weigh that Hinkaku? That Yokozuna dignity when they're deciding who to promote. I don't know. I thought that would have been cool, but yeah, the U show itself was only a 12-3, so like, I guess, yeah.
Numbers matter.
I'm just imagining the YDC feeling like a scorecard. It's like, you got a 4 Hinkaku this time.
The
Yes,
judges
but
are
we
just
weight
sitting
that
there with
less
numbers,
heavily.
just waiting.
Yeah.
We weight that less heavily. Plug it into the computer.
So we also had reports after the Basho finished that Taka Keisho suffered a neck injury in his loss against Koto Nawaka, and that also kind of contributed to his loss the following day to Kiribayama. He did fight through, win his final, I think, 3 matches to win the U-Show, but Taka Keisho has had a history of neck issues in the past and possibly a reoccurring one here. So, Fleric, do the reports of Taka Keisho suffering and fighting through a neck injury in the final 4 days of the Hatsu Basho worry you about his chances this Basho?
If anything, it gives me a little more confidence, because when he had that minor like setback of an injury, he was still able to perform through it. So if like assuming that like he is healed up, like his neck's feeling pretty close to 100, hopefully feeling pretty good, at least to enter. If he gets like a performance wise, I guess the question was asking whether or not if he will be able to actually get Yokozuna or perform pretty well. I'm on that question. I think because of the way he's did it in the last Basho, it gives me a little more confidence. The neck injury overall does kind of scare me though, but I think I don't know if like he can manage that, like with mitigate the risks of re-aggravating that, which hopefully I assume he's going to do. I have pretty high hopes for him.
All right. What about the rest of us? What are our, like, do we realistically think Taka Keisho will be Yokozuna following the Haru Basho? Mac, what do you think?
Given that the field really hasn't changed all that much, I wish I could have a definitive answer other than yes.
Oh, okay.
You thought I was going to go into a long, drawn-out answer.
I thought so
Well,
too.
it really depends on injury, as the classic GSB waffle answer.
Yeah.
Indeed. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take a stand on this one and say, yes, bust some ass, kick some ass, don't pull any hairs.
Do other
just
things to asses.
be you.
Mhm.
Well, if you're going to do that,
Do
do an
other things.
Okuridashi. Just get him out of the ring. Do what you got to do.
For me, I'm just not as confident. I've always had a really hard time actually seeing Taka Keisho as Yokozuna. This past year has helped with him getting like 5 straight double-digit winning tournaments. He's got like back-to-back 12-3 records. So that's really helped, but we've never seen back-to-back U-Show out of Taka Keisho. It was 1, wait a couple years, win 1, wait a couple years, win 1. And so for him to win it, to become Yokozuna this time, he needs to win another U-Show. And I know it's against the same field that he won it against last time, but we haven't seen the consistency that he's able to beat this field and be the best of this field Basho after Basho after Basho. Can he be among the best 2 or 3 every Basho? Yeah, but be the tippity top, not in consecutive Bashos. That's not what we've seen. So I'm going to say I can't see Taka Keisho winning this U-Show and be promoted to Yokozuna, unfortunately.
Interesting.
So you're a no, official no.
I'm gonna go with a no. And before we get an answer from Lil Jakey Boy, let's get
Okay, so I'm going to start reading this at the end of this sentence because Ryan is doing this same waffly thing, making it seem like I'm not reading it yet. Okay.
Remember what I said, play along.
Let's see
Jake.
what this next one is. See, it's just low-hanging fruit we've done before. I'll read it because it's the punishment. I have to, but I was expecting more from you guys. Here we go. Fist of the North Star is D-tier anime with shite animation. Whatever, I don't care.
He said that through gritted teeth. That one actually hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Sounded
But
like that.
what about when the main protagonist had to fight his brother and it was super moving?
I'm done Ron Burgundying it. It's the best anime I've ever watched.
Better than Hinamaru Sumo?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh.
Well, it's better in the sense that I prefer it because I watched it You know how like your favorite movies are often established when you're young, like you watch it in like the perfect time of your life that it like solidifies. That's Fist in the North Star for me. Nothing will ever top it, but yeah, that's just how that is. Fair. Regardless of what Ryan makes me say. I'm following the rules, and rules are what make it fun, Ryan.
Ryan, known for just hating rules entirely.
Yes, Ryan, reputable rule hater. I think Takakeisho will be Yokozuna. I am going to jump this hype train and probably continue picking with my heart the rest of the episode. I want it badly enough that I've convinced myself I think it's likely.
Like the Skaven.
This is a very long
40K reference.
This is a very long prompt you've wrote out, Ryan, but
not 40K.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, come on, Mac.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Flerick. I had to correct Mac though. Sorry, go ahead.
It's understandable. I was just gonna give props to Ryan. This is a very long prompt you read out, and it's making sense so far. So well played. About making him jump on the Takakeisho, making little Jake boy jump on the Takakeisho hype train.
Oh yeah. This is I wrote all of this. Yeah.
And end of statement.
Yep.
Scene.
All right. What about you, Flerick? What are your hopes for Takakeisho? What are your dreams? What do you think?
My hopes and dreams?
Well, no. What do you realistically think will happen?
It does definitely kind of feel like one of those Takakeisho, like just like middle of the road Basho, and like he maybe just doesn't perform. But he's just been a hot streak lately, and I'm gonna do a little picking of my heart too. I'm gonna jump onto this hype train as well. I'm gonna say yes as well. He's gonna get a Yusho. It's gonna be an ugly one, maybe 11-4. But who cares, because it's Yusho.
Probably the YDC.
But it's still 2 Yusho in a row. Well, if they have to say no, that they're going to get creative.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in that case.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think he's going to pull that out, the 11-4 Yusho, and he's going to just, he's going to be Yokozuna by Natsu. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
All right. So if Takakeisho is promoted to the rank of Yokozuna, that will leave us with no actual Ozeki. We would have 2 Yokozuna Ozeki on the Bansuke, because as we've established, there's got to be 2 Ozeki on the Bansuke. So we need to look to our Sekiwake to figure out who will be our next Ozeki. And so
can we look further down?
Unfortunately, not really. Asanoyama.
Hurry, get your ass up here. Let's go.
Yeah. So here are my current rankings for likelihood that like a great Basho will get them promoted to Ozeki. This Basho. Rank number 1 is nobody. Realistically, we're like 2 good Basho away from an Ozeki promotion. All 3 contenders, Hoshoryu, Wakataka Kage, Kiribayama, have an 8-win Basho in the past 2 Basho. And so that makes it very difficult to promote anybody with the criteria of 33 wins over 3 Basho. When you got 8 wins in there, you got to do really, really good in one of them to offset it. And nobody's doing really, really good recently. Mm-hmm. So after number 1 of nobody, the next most likely person that like 14 wins get you to Ozeki would be Hoshoryu. He's got 19 wins over the past 2 Basho, 11 followed up by an 8, and he has 4 Basho as a Sekiwake. I think his time as Sekiwake gives him a bit of a tiebreaker over a guy like Kiribayama, who also has 19 wins over the past 2 Basho. But this is his first Basho as a Sekiwake, and I don't think there's a whole lot of precedence for a guy being Komusubi 1 Basho, Sekiwake 1 Basho, Ozeki the next Basho. I didn't do any research on that, but
you need to really.
Well, his run would consist of 2 Komusubi Basho, and then 1 Sekiwake.
Yeah, and
so
I don't know how often that's happened.
Yeah, but it is all in the Sanyaku.
It is.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can discuss each. Did you want to go in order of like each guy, or how did you want to tackle this one?
Well, and then I was just going to say Wakataka Kage would be the next most likely, and it's not going to happen for him. He has 17 wins the past 2 Basho and 8 followed by a 9. Yeah. It is his 7th Basho as Sekiwake, so he's got that kind of that longevity, because I feel like the longer you're at Sekiwake, the more likely it is you get like the benefit of the doubt to be pushed up to Ozeki. But Yeah, there's no chance for Wakataka Kage after this Basho. So Matt,
I would disagree.
Sorry,
No, that's all right.
really? Do you think a 15-0 Zensho would get Wakataka Kage Ozeki after an 8-9?
I think so. That would be 32 wins. He, like you said, he's been Sekiwake for a while. I think that it would at least be in the discussion, and I bet you that would be a bunch of hype. We haven't had a 15-0 since Hakuho, right?
I will say you're
Teruno
crazy
Fuji.
though, Jake.
Teruno Fuji and Kyushu.
There you go.
2021.
End of 2021. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You're crazy, Jake. There's no way.
Fleric, respect his wishes. Lil Jakey boy.
I'm sorry, little Jakey boy. I forgot about that. You requested that at the beginning of this
I did
episode.
request that. I did say those words out loud. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think that if any of these three guys, if they got a 15-0, you think that they would not promote them?
Not after two single-digit
Hoshoryu
Bashos.
and Kiribayama would be the only ones I would say yes.
Okay.
But Wakataka Kage,
He's certainly the harder one to
I
say
agree.
something
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I think if you have like that one single-digit Basho in the chain, like you can get away with it, but like having two is a bit much.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, Mac, of these three guys, who do you think is the most likely to get 10 plus wins this Basho and have a chance to push for an Ozeki promotion after the Natsu Basho?
The numbers to me favor Hoshoryu just because, again, it's his fourth consecutive Basho as Sekiwake. He is figuring things out, but my heart says Kiribayama. And I love the way that he does his sumo. I love his brand of sumo, but I also think he brings something else unique to the mix. With Hoshoryu, people are starting to figure him out a little bit more. I mean, he's got that excellent bag of tricks that he can pull from, and I love seeing what his matches are going to consist of. But again, this is his fourth consecutive Basho as a Sekiwake. He hasn't quite cracked it yet. I'm curious to see what Kiribayama can bring to this upper tier and see if he can crack it and move on. So my heart says Kiribayama, but the numbers are favoring Hoshoryu.
Right. So
I like that response. I like that response a lot with Kiribayama. I like the guy a lot. He's really coming into his own brand of sumo as well. I see like glimpses of Kakuryu in him every once in a while. So I would very, very much like that. That would be very fun.
Yeah, Kiribayama's definitely been on a roll the past year. He hasn't had a losing record since January of 2022, and since then he's been 10-5, 10-5, 8-7, 9-6, 8-7, and then 11-4 June Yusho and Technique Prize. So Kiribayama's definitely on a good stretch, but kind of similar tier of stretch as Wakataka Kage and Hoshoryu, who haven't quite stepped up to that Ozeki level quite
This is
yet.
why I was like, can we look further down? Is it guaranteed Ozeki?
Like I said, if we're really hopeful on Hokuseiho, and no, I don't think Hokuseiho's next Ozeki.
No.
Then you've got I think Asanoyama would be the next guy to look at.
That's why I said, hurry up, get up here.
Yeah. All right. We're going to drop down to the Komusubi ranking. And before I kick it over to Jake, Lil Jakey Boy, for his opinion on the Komusubi, let's get something else from Lil Jakey Boy here.
You know what? Instead of reading 15 more stupid things you guys prepped, like, I hated that time we traveled to Japan.
Oh,
that place was boring, had bad food, and nobody spoke English. I'm just going to start talking about things I care about. I think flat earthers might be onto something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ryan, you monster.
Hey, I only wrote the stuff about Japan. Jake added in the rest of that. So,
yeah.
He never did start statement, end statement. So we can only
we can never know.
Yep.
We can never truly know. All right. Look.
We can never truly know if the aerospace engineer believes that the Earth is flat. You're right. It's a mystery.
It's
more
a
at 11.
mystery indeed.
Well, Jake, I'm kind of curious. I want to hear a little bit more.
He brought up the next one already. Okay, am I going for this next one right now?
Attaboy.
Okay. Sorry, my body is having like a natural reaction to saying
convulsing.
This.
He's
okay,
convulsing.
All right, here's the next one. If you think more about it, it makes sense. The Earth is flat, just as it appears on the horizon. The Earth is motionless, just as you feel motionless. Everything in the sky revolves around us, just as it appears if you look up at the sky with your own two eyes.
All right.
So I take back Takakeisho become Yokozuna because
You don't want to be associated with this apparent flat earther.
yeah, I think your reason might be a little suspect.
I don't know. Doyo's flat. Earth is flat. All makes sense.
The maps are flat when you hold.
I didn't even have to say that one. I was finished with the thing.
All right, little Jakey boy, let's calm down with the conspiracy theories here. Let's get back to sumo if we can. All right,
The Komosubi conspiracy.
you're fearing off the punishment in very big ways here.
I have expected you to say that while bringing up the next one, where I continue to defend the flat Earth. All right, yeah, just go for it. Let's
do it.
We've been fed a false system. We've been fed CGI images of a ball Earth on a horizon that curves, or with an Earth that spins. Sorry, with a Earth that spins.
Earth,
But
yeah.
you've only ever
Earth.
seen these things in CGI format. The people that claim they have seen it for themselves are Freemasons trying to protect the big lie. You've actually seen it for yourself, have you?
I mean, no, I guess technically I haven't gone out into outer space and seen
I
Earth,
hate you.
but
See,
right.
this is funnier than the little Jakey boy thing. Like, that's funny, but like this has effort to it. Well done, Ryan.
Yes.
what are you talking about? I had a comment in here.
What are you talking about? The punishment's over.
Yeah, I had a comment about how much you love the Green Bay Packers and made you say "Go Pack Go." You went completely off script.
Yeah.
All right, little Jakey boy, come on. Let's get your opinion on some
What was the
Komosubi.
question?
I didn't even get to the question. All
You
right.
didn't even get to the question,
Yeah.
did you?
So, Jake, we've got four, little Jakey boy, we've got 4 Komosubi this Basho. I would like you to order those Komosubi from who you think will have the least wins to who will have the most wins this Basho. Those 4 being Wakamoto Haru, Koto no Waka, Daisho, and Tobizaru.
Let's see. I kind of put Daisho and Wakamoto Haru up a little bit higher. You want me to start at least wins?
Yeah.
Let's go Tobizaru, because I still don't buy that he is a Sanyaku level guy. I think he lucked out by this being a wonky Bansuke that he was able to make it to Komosubi this time.
I mean, well,
Well, no, he
Tobizaru's
got
been up here for the past 4. This is his 4th Basho
This
at
is his
M1
4th one
or
up here.
above.
Yeah, but this is his first one actually hitting Komosubi. I still feel like it's
No, second.
Second one. Granted, it's like one of those 4 Komosubi Bansukes, I'm pretty sure.
I misread. I'm sorry. I thought that this was telling me that it was his career high, but no, he is. Yeah, okay, you're right. This is his second one as Komosubi. I still don't really buy it.
You're
I guess
not
I have
wrong, by the way. I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
but-
I have the least confidence in him of these 4. I'll say.
Mhm.
Koto no Waka, I guess I will put him next because I still think that he has got great long-term prospects. I also think that he's kind of middling. He's going to have a breakout Basho in the Joy here sometime. I'm less confident that it will be this time. Whereas I feel like Daisho and Wakamoto Haru, I'd kind of put them tied for the top. I've seen more out of Daisho that makes me want to trust him, but how about we say Wakamoto Haru at the top? Just because I think that yeah, I think that he's got a hype train that I'm excited to jump aboard. I'm picking with my heart a little bit because I do think it's rad that there's 2 brothers in like the top 10 in the world right now, and that's just super cool. But yeah, so I'll give that the tiebreaker. So I'll put him in first and Daisho in second would be my pick.
Yeah, and I've got a current standing theory that Daisho is a better Maegashira than he is Sanyaku Rikishi. If you just kind of look at his records when he's been in the Sanyaku the past 4 times, 7-8, 7-8, 6-9. We'll skip past that 11-4 June show that goes against my point. But before that, it was a 7-8 and then like a 6-9. So he's got 1 winning record out of his past 5 as a Sanyaku Rikishi. And then when you look at him outside of the Sanyaku, his past records are 10-5, 8-7, 8-7, 10-5. 5-10 that doesn't really fit my narrative. But then a 13-2 Yusho.
But a decent
go.
number of those points fit
decent.
your narrative, so we should follow
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
of the points fit the narrative.
Yeah.
Do you think that's just a difference of schedule or what's going on there?
It could be like, because, well, I don't know.
I-
Komosubi and top Maegashira all face the hardest guys in the first
Yeah.
week. So it's hard to say for sure.
My theory because I think he's not the first guy that I've kind of had this thought about, that they're better outside of the like Tamawashi's kind of a little bit better outside of the Sanyaku ranks and inside. And honestly, I think just pressure of the role and expectations of the role, I think could get to some of these guys. Like it took a while, but it got to Shodai, and we kind of saw that he has all the talent, but just the rank that he had, I think, is what we all kind of think was his downfall. And so Daisho could be one of those guys, just maybe he feels a little bit more pressure when he's in the Sanyaku ranks and just can't quite perform at his typical level.
It's that little dance they do before their matches. It tires them out.
There you go.
The Sanyaku.
The
He
like
just needs to
extra
look-
little entrance ceremony thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, when they just stamp around for a little bit. Maybe that's just on the last day. I forget.
Yeah, you got to be in like peak leg physical capability, and if you got to do those couple extra like show Shiko, yeah, that might do it for him.
Nope, that's it.
They're hyper specialized athletes. Yeah.
You'd think he would have learned by now, just do a little bit more cardio before the Bashos where you're in the Sanyaku ranks.
Yeah.
Come on,
That's fair. You do too much cardio, you're going to lose weight, and that's all your advantage right there.
can't do
Yeah,
that.
All right. Anything else we want to hit on in the Sanyaku ranks? I mean, we talked about everybody, so there really can't be. Let's talk about some other ranks.
Anybody else? Nope, we talked about everybody.
Smooth
Moving
like
on.
butter. Well done,
Yep.
Ryan.
Fleric, I want your thoughts on one of our June Yusho winners from the previous Basho, that being Koto Shoho. He went 11-4 from the Maegashira 13 rank. He had a chance to win the Yusho on day 15 in his matchup against Takakeisho. So what are your expectations for Koto Shoho this Basho, where he'll be competing at a much more difficult rank of Maegashira 5 compared to Maegashira 13?
That is, yeah. The big difference is he's going to be in the Joy, right? With this one?
He
Or is
will
he
not
pretty
be
close?
in the Joy. He will be outside of it by a couple of ranks, actually.
A couple ranks. Okay. So I expect a winning record at least. We'll kind of see from there. How many times have we seen like the middle Banzuke person like just performing really well, so he gets a couple like upper ones and maybe squeaks out Jin Yusho? I feel like that's mostly what happened. He did beat like a kind of a struggling Abi last time, but his Abi was definitely not on his A game last Basho, so I'm mostly expecting like a slow and steady improvement. Is like just like a 8-7 or something. Probably nothing double digit because it's a very stacked Banzuke, and the strength of schedule, I think he probably takes a while to kind of adjust to it. So I expect a nice good 8-7.
Okay. Anybody else have any kind of differing thoughts on Koto Shoho here? Will he shine? Will he absolutely crater? Or are we kind of all in? Yeah, he'll probably do 7-8, 8-7 good, but we're not expecting a whole lot more from him.
I have high hopes, I think, because he's been higher than this before. He got injured pretty badly in 2021. I think it was an injury because he went Maegashira 15-12 to 5-3, and he had a disastrous record at 3. And then since then he's been down to Juryo for a while, and now he's kind of getting his legs back under him. I have high hopes. He's only 23 years old. I think that he's a very promising prospect.
Let's talk about Takayasu, who competed last Basho as Sekiwake, had a lot of hopes for an Ozeki promotion after 2 straight June Yusho performances, and it appeared he was probably injured the entire time. He got off to a 1-4 start, pulled out, finished with a 1-14 record, got demoted down to Maegashira 7. But that could be exactly where Takayasu wants to be, because his last 3 performances after missing at least a week of the prior Basho, 10-5, 12-3 playoff loss, and then an 11-4 June Yusho. So, Mac, is Takayasu actually a favorite for the Yusho this Basho?
Ooh, see, I would say unequivocally yes, but after the real reason I would do that is because Jake's love of Takayasu helps sustain my fandom, but he just denounced him in this episode. I don't know if I can really get behind Takayasu anymore.
A week
if
before
even the diehards
Basho,
are giving up on him. Yeah.
I mean, he gives up on himself that easy. I mean, he blows so many leads that he already has. I mean, I need to feel the love, and I'm just not feeling the love from Takayasu. So do I think he's going to do well? Do I think he's going to do well from this? Maybe. I mean, he is in that sweet spot where you're right. As an M7, he does do fairly well, but
let me amend the question.
Okay.
Is Takayasu a favorite for June Yusho?
Actually,
oh
yes.
God, yeah.
Okay, yes. You're gonna put it that way. Yes, then he is definitely a favorite for June Yusho.
Much better question. I like that.
To win, no.
Oh.
That's I love that it's like something we consider because he just has such a high ceiling. And like just a couple Bashos ago, like he was thinking about what we were talking about, is he gonna get Ozeki again? And now he's just like assuming like he had a chance to rest over like their kind of New Year time. It's just he might just be, good enough again, just blow through the competition.
I want to believe, but
yeah,
I think he's just relegated to June Yusho status.
2022 Wrestler of the Year for GSB.
Yep.
Yeah.
And exactly 1 year ago, this Basho, he was ranked Maegashira 7, coming off a Basho that he did not compete in. 12-3, June Yusho lost in a playoff.
Average, net zero.
So I think
we're going straight to second from the top.
all trends are pointing in that direction.
The trends exist.
I have got a question for you guys, genuine question. Do we need to talk about Shodai every Basho now? He is Maegashira 1. He's out of Sanyaku ranks. There's no more Ozeki talk or anything like that. Can we just skate by him unless anything remarkable happens with him from now on?
No. And
Why not?
Because he is in his optimal position. Nobody cares anymore. There's no pressure on him to retake Ozeki or perform at a certain level. Shodai can now just relax. And the tomfoolery and shenanigans that he brings to the ring no longer have the same weight or clout. So Shodai can do Shodai things and completely be a spoiler.
So my counterpoint to that is Shodai's been to Ozeki, and so if Shodai can now that he's free from the burden of Ozeki, go back to the sumo he was before Ozeki, wouldn't that just get him back to Ozeki and get him back in the same situation?
This is the cycle, Ryan. This is the cycle.
I would assume he'd want to avoid that at all costs, and he's just
gonna this is
7 and 8.
This is not the sumo. This is not the sumo we want. It's the sumo we deserve.
Okay. I think Lil Jakey Boy has had enough time to cool off from that flat earth stuff. Let's see if we can get him back reading the scripted things we have for him. Let's try this again, Jake.
Everything we've been told about a round earth is not science. Science, in fact, shows that the earth is flat and motionless. Side note, technically, flat earthers believe that the earth is accelerating upwards at a constant rate, and that's how we have.
Hey, are you reading forward in the script? Get out of here.
In fact, it shows the earth is flat and motionless. There are hundreds of proofs and experiments that have been repeated throughout history, but you haven't been taught them in schools. What do they teach you about? An invisible force called gravity, and we all bought it like suckers. Did I actually preempt your next one here?
Not the next one, but
one of them.
All right. Okay, Jake. So there's so much proof. Why don't you give us some proof?
Okay. All right. Next one. Proof number 1. The horizon is flat in all 360 degrees around the observer, no matter how high you go. Only NASA and other government space agencies show curvature in their fake CGI photos and videos. People flying in planes may claim that they can see the curvature, but quite simply, you can't. The windows on commercial aircraft are small and heavily curved. It's likely that those claiming to have personally visually discerned curvature from an airplane are experiencing a form of confirmation bias.
Wow.
I mean, if that's how you feel.
These are getting funnier and funnier to me because of how much time Ryan had to look into flat earth reasoning. I hope that your YouTube algorithm is screwed forever.
It's not doing great. I'm not gonna lie to you.
As we all know, you search, like, I watch one baseball video, and so help me, I get nothing but baseball analytical videos for the rest of time now. I can't imagine what Ryan's looks like.
We'll see. Like I said, it's all happened over the past couple of days. All right.
Wow.
Let's give Jake some more time to cool down. Let's see if he can get back to the punishment as we prescribed it. But we'll move on. We'll give him a little bit of a break. He's obviously got a lot to get off of his chest. He's been doing some reading between Bashos.
I've been doing my own research, okay?
All right. We've got 3 Rikishi that are making their Makuuchi debut this Basho.
Yes.
I would say 2 of them are very exciting, and one of them's Bushozan.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, all you Bushozan stands, but he's just not quite at the level of hype as Keen Bozan and Hokuseiho. But we'll start with talking a little bit about Keen Bozan. He is 25 years old and has been in sumo since just November of 2021. He is originally from Almaty, Kazakhstan, and is the second Kazakhstani professional sumo wrestler that there has been after Kazav Huzan, who wrestled from 2003 to 2014, which is something I did not know until about 1.5 hours ago. He is in the
hot take.
Yeah, he's in the Kisei stable, so he is alongside Ura and Tokushoryu. So he's in a very fan-friendly stable right there. His history in sumo, he debuted in the Sandanme division where he won the Yusho in his debut Basho. He then spent 4 Basho in Makushita where he had a winning record every Basho and won a Makushita Yusho. Then he spent 3 Basho in Juryo where he had a winning record each Basho and had 10 plus wins in 2 of those Bashos. So every single Basho that Keen Bozan has wrestled in, he has been wrestling at his career high rank. And prior to coming to Japan, Keen Bozan practiced judo, but apparently he was scouted for sumo wrestling by Asa Shoryu. And after that, he transferred to high school in Japan where he took up sumo.
Oh, wow.
Obviously,
cool.
He had some good accolades as an amateur, which allowed him to debut at Sandanme instead of Jonokuchi.
But scouted by an Ozeki. Not bad.
Hey, not only an Ozeki, a Yokozuna.
One might say.
Do you know who Asa Shoryu is, Mac?
I'm sorry. I read that as Asanoyama. I'm sorry.
There are so many, yeah.
I'm like,
I
wait
don't
a
blame
minute.
you in the
Hang
least.
on. Read that again. I'm like, oh, shit. No, I read that as Asanoyama when I was scrolling past. I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
So let's see. So Keen Bozan's 25, Asanoyama's 29. So Asanoyama to have scouted Keen Bozan when he was doing judo in high school.
Like I said, I know it didn't sound right. I'm like, that's not right.
But yeah, Keen Bozan's an exciting guy to look forward to. Jake, did you have a chance, little Jakey boy, did you have a chance to do like our Kimarite analysis on any of these guys?
Not the full thing, because I forgot that we had debutantes that I could do research on, but I did just take a quick look. He is primarily a pushing guy, but he does have a good mix of a little everything in his arsenal. Mostly pushing and pulling and stuff like that, but he's not completely one-dimensional.
Okay. Let's talk about Bushozan here. We're doing these in order of their highest rank to lowest rank on this Bansuke.
Real quick note on that. For Keen Bozan coming from judo, I guess my guess would have been that he was heavily focused on grappling. But the fact that he trends more towards pushing probably means that he's got a whole bunch of strength, but he's still learning the sumo specifics.
No, he just sucked at judo. He was really bad.
Yeah, that's why he quit judo. He was terrible at it.
Just kept pushing people, never used the gi or anything.
Nope.
The other guy's embedded in the back wall of the gym, and he's like, I did judo.
All right, let's talk about Bushozan. He is 27 years old and has been in sumo since January of 2014. He is in the Fujishima stable, where he is currently the only Sekitori. There are a couple guys, at least Fuji Seiyun, who is, I think, Makushita 2 right now, who's on the verge of becoming a Sekitori. In 2014, Bushozan quickly rose to Makushita by the end of his debut year. He would then remain in Makushita with the exception of one Basho for the next 6 years. And then finally, of March of 2021, he became a Sekitori and has never looked back. He spent the next 2 full years in Juryo, picking up winning records in 9 of his 12 Basho before finally breaking through to the top division this tournament. And if you want, Jake, I could save you analysis here. If you want to know how Bushozan fights, just watch Takakeisho. He is very much the epitome of the meme. Like, I want Takakeisho. We have Takakeisho at home, and Takakeisho at home is Bushozan. That's who Bushozan is.
Yeah. For reference, he has 9 years in sumo and 11 yorikiris.
Oh, wow.
That's probably double Takakeisho's yorikiri.
Probably. So
which is why he's
regard,
Takakeisho at home, because he's not quite as specialized.
Yeah.
Even in that regard, he's lesser.
Yeah. And Bushozan has been like a very slow and steady rise to the top of Juryo. Looking it up, I think his past 5 records are all either 8-7 or 9-6. So he's just kind of slowly but surely been making his way up to the top of Juryo, and finally was able to break through to Makuuchi this Basho.
There's absolutely room for guys that are not like red hot prospects, like, you know, like fresh off the vine, and they're like going to be a Yokozuna candidate or something like that. That's fine. But he's somebody that we're interested in seeing, and you know, this is a new guy for us to get to know. But yeah, it's not like the guy before or the guy that we're about to talk about, where it's like this could be like a real deal special thing kind of stuff.
Yeah, like Kinbozan and Hokuseiho coming like before they hit Juryo, like maybe like Ozeki or Sanyaku Mainstay or something like that. Bushozan never had any talk of that, but doesn't mean he can't. Wakamoto Haru last year came in, debuted at 28 years old. I don't think anybody expected us to have the career he's had in Makuuchi so far, where he
Ryuden too. Ryuden was a very slow riser.
Yeah. So Bushozan has every opportunity to become as good or better than Hokusei or Kinbozan. Just where they are right now, that just doesn't seem to be the case, but things can take a turn and you never know. So let's talk about Hokuseiho, who I'm pretty sure everybody knows about at this point. He is 21 years old. He's been in sumo since March of 2020. He's originally from Mongolia, and he is in the Miyagino stable alongside guys, you know, Enho, Ishiura, and newcomer Ochiai, along with some other promising up-and-comers. Miyagino stable looking to be very strong in the future.
They have that one coach who who had an okay career too, right? What was his name?
It was Magaki Oyakata, and then he became Oyakata. That's who you're thinking of.
Yeah. I think it's
Magaki Oyakata.
I think it was Hakuho when he was still wrestling, but
Oh, is that it? Okay.
I think so. It's an interesting Shikona, but
Interest. Okay.
White Pang
he did
or something like that. Off the
yeah,
top
yeah,
of my
yeah,
head.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some 50,000 U shows or something like that.
Yeah.
But he was okay.
So Hokuseiho, he started all the way at the bottom of Jonokuchi, and he is actually a member of the exclusive 21-0 club, as he went 7-0 and won the Yusho in his first 3 Basho in the lower divisions. He would spend only 3 Basho in Makushita, where he won a 4th lower division Yusho before being promoted to Juryo. Side note, I should do research sometime, figure out who has won a Yusho in each of the 4 lower divisions. That'd be very interesting to find out. And how many of them did it like on their way up before hitting Sekitori, and not like a guy who dropped really far and then just like collected them on his way back up.
How many got them out of attrition, and how many of them were like prospects from day one kind of thing?
Yeah. So after Hokuseiho made his hotly anticipated Juryo debut, he was injured in his very first match in Juryo and had to pull out the remainder of the Basho. That would drop him back down to Makushita for another 3 Basho, where he went 5-2 in each of those Bashos, and then got back to Juryo again in September of 2022. He would get 4 straight winning records in Juryo, including 2 10+ winning performances before making his Makuuchi debut this Basho. And apparently this Hakuho fella has been in Hokuseiho's life for quite a while. So when Hokuseiho was 6 years old, he met Hakuho on a Junyo tour event.
Oh, cool.
He then participated in sumo during elementary school. He would continue to do sumo into junior high school, but he left that junior high because the training was too tough. But then he apparently talked with Hakuho, and Hakuho encouraged him to return to school. And then obviously after graduating high school, he would go on to join Miyagino stable with Hakuho. And that was while Hakuho was still Hakuho and not Miyagi no Oyakata. Dude is also big. He is 6 inches tall and 360 pounds.
That's a big boy.
Yeah. He uses his height. That's his sumo. He doesn't have a tachiai to speak of. He stands up, reaches behind you, grabs your belt, and pushes you out.
Kind of like Tochinoshin. Well, wait, hold. You said pushes you out? Never mind.
Yeah.
Tochinoshin just lifts you out.
He's got like roughly 10 times the grappling wins as he does pushing wins. He's not complicated, but like in the opposite way of Kinbozan. Or Bushozan, sorry. Bushozan.
All right, Jake, we'll try the punishment one more time. Let's see what you got here.
What's my next proof?
Yeah.
Proof number 2. The natural physics of water is to find and maintain its level. If Earth were a giant sphere, tilted, wobbling, and hurtling through infinite space, then truly flat, level, and consistent surfaces would not exist here. But since Earth is an extended flat plane, this fundamental physical property of fluids of finding and remaining level is consistent with experience and common sense.
Ow! Why?
I think you're working with some different common sense than us, Jake. But you know what? Just to appease you, let's do one more.
This is this is a little off topic, but I just wanted to brag a little. I finally saved up enough to purchase the entire collection of Donald Trump NFT trading cards, and they're my most valued possession. I love them so much. He looks so cool and strong. Let's go, Brandon.
Wow. Okay. How much does that put you back, Jake?
The NFTs was the worst part of that for me.
All right. So let's just kind of pick through the Bansuke, see if there are any other rickshaw. We're just going to ignore that.
Moving on.
Let's see if there's any other rickshaw that we want to talk about. And so I'm going to choose somebody between the ranks of Maegashira 1 through Maegashira 4. We've got a couple of interesting names, but I'm going to take a look at Abi here, coming off of the Yusho in the Kyushu Basho, and then following that up with a typical Abi 8 and 7 once he's in the Joy. Would really like to see Abi we've seen like 3 12-3 records from him. I would love to see one that could show he can actually take that next step. Don't really fully believe it's going to happen, but let's see 10+ wins out of Abi this Basho. Let's see him kind of take that next step, show that maybe he does have what it takes to be an potential Ozeki, jump ahead of the line in front of Asanoyama here. So let's see if he can put it together, win another Yusho or something like that. What about you, Fleric? Is there anybody between the ranks of Maegashira 5 through Maegashira 8 that's piquing your interest?
The main ones we've already kind of touched on, Koto Shoho and Takayasu. People have kind of proven that they can get some good wins, and they might be actually competing for that Jun Yusho, especially with the strength of schedule that they have going on them. But I want to do my special shout out to Ichi Yamamoto. It looks like it's a career high he has at Maegashira 8, and he talking about who is the Bushozan, which is Takakeisho at home. We've always kind of considered Ichi Yamamoto Abi at home.
Yeah.
Abi at home. Abi.
Yeah, but he's starting to put together some wins. So he might be actually kind of competing for the title of Abi. We'll find out.
The successor of Abi.
So yeah, keep an eye out for him.
All right. Lil Jakey Boy, any rickshaw between the ranks of Maegashira 12?
It's just the side, just the
I forget about that
side.
part because he's really got me worked up on the flat earth bullshit.
I think that's all you bringing that up to the stage.
Yeah, right. Of course, I forgot.
I had like 3 things in there about you being derogatory towards the movie The Mummy and Brendan Fraser, and he just completely went off script.
Ryan, them's fighting words.
Yeah,
I was making Lil Jakey Boy say it. Of
Them's
course,
fighting words.
It seems once again I have fallen to the meme section of the Bansuke. So podcast punching bags Azumaryu and Kageyaki fall within this range here. Both of whom have recently gotten the very rare Kachikoshi to pump them up the Bansuke just long enough for them to 7 and 8 their way down for the next 2 years. So yeah, Kageyaki got 2 of his career best record, 9 and 6. So that I don't know if that's true, but no, he got 2 9 and 6s to get back out of Juryo and all the way back up into like the lower teens of Maegashira, and then promptly went back to his 7 and 8, where he's just going to keep just chipping his way slowly down. I don't know. These guys are personal punching bags for me to just dunk on as much as I can, and they're probably both going to get 7 and 8.
Point of order, Kagayaki has 2 10-win performances, and they were actually back-to-back Kyushu of 2019 to January of 2020.
I don't really care.
I mean, fair. Also want to point out in that range, Nishiki Fuji had a pretty big drop. He was Maegashira 4. He was kind of the belle of the ball a little bit after he debuted halfway through 2022, dropping all the way down to Maegashira 10. So hopefully he can bounce back this Basho and have another impressive 9 and 10 wins in this range, and try it again at those ranks.
Yeah, just to once again break our hearts of like, maybe this tiny guy will stay in the joy for a while.
Well, Jake, you said the magic words, break our hearts.
Oh,
Little Jakey boy, what
Proof
do you
number
got for
3.
oh God.
If there were actually billions of stars, aka bright burning suns, then the night sky would be filled up completely with light.
No, no.
With the amount of stars endless, then the background of the sky would present us a uniform luminosity, since there could exist absolutely no point in all of that background where there wouldn't be a star.
Oh, ow. That no.
Mac, yeah. I think I'm
Mac.
starting to win Mac over with these.
Ow.
Mac, you sound physically pained by that.
I
one.
am physically in pain with that one.
This one didn't mention
This is a
NFTs.
twofer. I got to punish both aerospace engineers.
Yeah.
And astrodynamics is no.
It's actually not so bad for me anymore, because like I've ripped off this scab enough times, but like I don't have to talk about NFTs for this one. So I'm actually kind of on the upswing now.
Yeah.
All right, little Jakey boy.
What?
You seem to not like that, so I was trying to make you.
No.
Hey, if we actually found a way to somehow punish Mac, I'll take that as a win too.
I didn't feel bad with all the other ones. I just felt bad for Jake by proxy. But that last one,
It's
like,
getting
ow,
worse.
that one got under my skin.
Well, Mac is next to talk about sumo again. So how about
Yeah,
that?
okay, all right. Well, we've touched on a lot of the from M13 to M17. We've touched on a lot of the guys before in this episode and a couple others, but one stood out to me, and that was Daishoho. He's 29 years old, started sumo back in 2013, has a Jonidan Yusho to his name, which is one more than Kagayaki has ever gotten for anything. Had a
Very
brief
true.
appearance in Makuuchi for about 5 Basho back in 2019. But otherwise, he's been a Juryo and Makushita mainstay, and now he's back up in Makuuchi. So let's see what he can do.
My guess
Nice.
is not much.
Probably not.
But maybe.
Yeah, but maybe. Like we talked about, but shows on. Probably not. But
Well,
maybe.
hey, if Azumaru can do it, then hey, maybe Daishoho can put it together.
True. All right. Anything else we want to talk about in the top division that my outline did not cover?
No,
right.
we have consumed all possible topics.
Good. Sounds like I was thorough enough, and everybody agrees that I did a great job putting the Bansuke, or not Bansuke, the outline together.
Oh, you blew it now.
Dang it.
All right. Just to touch on a couple of points for Juryo and below. Actually, a very interesting Basho for Juryo, as we've got 2 former Ozeki competing in Juryo right now, which I don't think is the first time that's happened, but it doesn't happen very often. We have Asanoyama and Tochinoshin both down in Juryo. Yeah, that's something we should point out. Tochinoshin down in Juryo for the first time in quite a while. It's not like he hasn't dipped down there before. He suffered multiple major injuries that have knocked him down, but this is going to be the first time Tochinoshin has been down in Juryo since 2014.
That Intai has to be inching closer.
You gotta imagine. We'll see what he can do this time, but it could be a situation like Kodo Shogiku. I think he started his Juryo Basho, then he pulled out and retired. And it's just
That yeah, he's got a daughter to look out for now at this point. It's like, come on, go back to your baby.
But this is the first time that we have 4 former Yusho winners in the Juryo division. We've got Asanoyama and Tochinoshin, and addition to those two, we have Ichinojo, who won in Nagoya of last year, and Tokushoryu rising up from Makushita to rejoin the Juryo ranks.
Watch out, he's going to come back.
We're going to slapstick our way into a second show here.
2023, I'm back, baby.
He's absolutely the most Three Stooges wrestler to ever win.
Absolutely. And then alongside Tokushoryu at the Juryo 14 rank, making sumo history is Ochiai, as he will be the first sumo wrestler, I believe in sumo history, to be a Sekitori in just his second career Basho, as he's the first one that has won the Makushita Basho in his debut Basho, and then also was promoted to Juryo the following Basho.
His hair isn't long enough for a chomage.
It won't be for a while.
Wow.
He's 19 years old and just got to sumo.
Oh, he's just a baby.
College haircut. It's going to be a bit.
I'm looking at his photo right now. I'm like, oh, you can't put that in a chomage yet. He's just a baby.
Well, I think it would be if he is the first guy to ever make Sekitori in his second career Basho, he can still join what Ryan brought up earlier, the 21-0 club of 3 7-0s.
Yeah,
he could potentially reach 21 wins in 2 Bashos.
Yeah,
that'd be
just got to start
cool.
14-0, which probably includes a win over Asanoyama at that point. Or actually, they're at the complete opposite ends of the spectrum on the Bansuke. Maybe they save that for day 15.
Yeah, maybe
it's mathematically possible that he can get it in 2 Basho, though.
Yeah.
Judging how the 21-0 typically kind of goes, it might be for the best he avoids that. Isn't Hokuseiho get injured right after he got his 21-0?
Yeah, and I don't think there's a whole lot of accolades for the 21-0 club. I know Jokoryu had the longest streak to start his career, and he got up to Komusubi and then quickly kind of cratered out and then was mostly in Juryo and Makushita before he retired. Enho's a part of that club. He's been in Juryo for a couple of years. There's
Earthquake.
Yeah, Earthquake retired.
Retired at 21-0, greatest wrestler of all time.
Yeah. There's Oshoma, who's still in Makushita, has never made it up to Juryo. So 21-0
still
clubs.
Young enough. He's still pretty hot though, right?
I think he found a way to beat the curse.
Years.
Has it?
Okay. But yeah, Hokuseiho, we'll see if he can kind of break the curse, maybe get up to Sekiwake. Not saying this year or anything, but the career curse for the 21-0ers. We do have also a potential 21-0 Rikishi right now in Sandanme. Takeru Fuji is 14-0 in his first 2 Basho. He won the Jonokuchi and Jonidan Yusho. So if Takeru Fuji wins the Sandanme Yusho with a 7-0 record, he would also join that elite 21-0 club. All right, that is all we have discussing real sumo stuff. So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll do more punishment stuff, talk about
fake
GSP
sumo
belt.
Stuff.
Fake sumo stuff.
Before that, I have a 4th proof for you.
Ooh, yes.
Is that what the next one is?
You do have a 4th proof, yeah.
I
mean, how would I know, Jake? You're going off on your own now.
Yeah, whatever you say. Proof number 4. There we go. That's the right number of fingers.
There we go.
If Earth were truly constantly spinning eastward at over 1,000 miles per hour, cannonballs straight up should land far to the west of the firing point. In actual fact, however, vertically fired cannonballs fall back to the ground no more than 2 feet away from the cannon, and oftentimes they fall directly back into the muzzle. How can that be if Earth is spinning so fast? Explain that with your precious science. You can't.
Jake,
that's so specific.
I know.
Have you ever been riding in a car? You're driving in a car or you're riding in a car. We're doing this safely. And you throw a ball. Is that ball just going to come up and slap you in the face? No, that ball is also carrying the momentum of a 60-mile-per-hour vehicle. Same as these cannonballs carrying the same momentum as the rotation of the Earth or something like that. I don't know. You're the
Which
arrows.
side are you arguing for?
I was about to say, hang on, Ryan. What are you doing?
No, I'm trying to disprove you by saying if you throw...
He got sucked in by doing all this research on Flat Earth Society shit. We lost him, boys.
It's just the tip of the iceberg. All right, let's take a break.
Fun fact about icebergs.
Whatever.
No.
If you enjoy the Grand Sumo Breakdown podcast, you can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast listening service.
You can find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search for Grand Sumo Breakdown.
Support the show on Patreon and check out our blog, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com.
If you have any questions, comments, or corrections, drop us a line at grandsumobreakdown@gmail.com or give us a call at 805-613-7866. That's 805-613-SUMO.
Also, watch us on YouTube.
All right, Jake, you were spouting off about stuff, about this flat earth stuff all throughout the break. Let's just get some more off your chest here.
Damn it. Let's circle back to gravity, because you're probably thinking to yourself, Jake, you are so stupid. Gravity pulls the Earth into a spherical shape. Therefore, because of gravity, Earth can't be flat. But actually, gravity exists in a greatly diminished form compared to what is taught. The Earth is actually constantly accelerating up at 9.8 meters per second squared. Yeah, there it is. Excellent. It's like a car that is always accelerating and pushing you back into your seat. When you jump, you aren't falling back down. The Earth is rising to meet you.
All right. I mean, if that's what
that
you
one,
think.
That one hurt less because I knew it was coming, and because that is like the most absurd single flat Earth thing that I've heard.
Yeah.
Like
all right.
all of them being completely just horse.
Yet you repeat it twice, so you thought it bared repeating.
Yeah. All right, might as well.
The Grand Sumo Breakdown belt, as I try to rehash briefly at the beginning of each Basho. Every now and then we decide that the first match of this Basho will be the GSB belt. And the winner of that match will get the belt. And anyone who beats them will take the belt from them. And we see how quickly the belt rises through the ranks to get all the way to the top of the Bansuke. This second iteration of our GSB belt has been so frustrating because every time it's about to hit Juryo, some single strategic stupid loss means that it stays in Makushita indefinitely. But our Lord and Savior Ochiai has arrived. Ochiai was able to win the belt off of Toki Hayate, who was destined to do the same thing over. But Ochiai miraculously got promoted into the Juryo division. So the belt is finally in Juryo, and I'm willing to bet that Ochiai is going to take his first loss to a guy in Makushita or
I was just about to
thing.
ask that. At this far out, can
Very
we
possible.
assume that his first match is going to be against the top-ranked Makushita?
Yeah.
So here's how it's going to work. Terano Fuji is going to go Kyujo. Nobody else will, which means that there is going to be an odd number of Sekitori. So they're going to have to pull up Asanoyama from, he's in Juryo. They're going to have to pull up Tsukahara from Makushita to face the lowest ranked Sekitori, which is Ochiai, and he'll lose. And then Tsukahara will drag me and this GSP belt kicking and screaming back into
The
Makushita.
belt continues to fall.
It
This
is our
is
curse.
the way.
This is the way, but
This is the
Ochiai
way.
has a chance to keep the belt up there in the upper divisions and keep things moving, and that would be that'd be so lovely.
Please.
Speaking of keeping things moving, Lil Jakey boy, why don't you go off
God.
script again and give us some more bullshit that you're trying to spew out at us?
There are so many more things There are so many more things that I have been
Your
revealed to me
face.
as I dug deeper into this.
Jake, your entire sentence structure is going out the window.
Antarctica
you
is
get into
actually an
this.
ice wall that surrounds the perimeter of the Earth plane. The sun and the moon are both 32 miles in diameter and the same distance from Earth. NASA and every other space agency are lying about ever traveling to space.
It's a whole lot of nonsense right there. How did what made you buy into this? As an aerospace engineer, you should know better. I'm disappointed in you.
I have renewed vigor to do well in our prediction series.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna make Ryan write more sumo erotica if it kills me.
It depends what gets chosen. I mean, that's not a guarantee.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna
whatever.
happen.
Whatever, we'll see. As long as it's miserable for him, I don't care.
Make me lose a
Sorry,
singing one.
Yokozuna
That'll be.
Ryan, or is
We
that
already
part of
did
it?
that.
We already
Yeah.
did
Is that
that
part of
one.
the
We already
recap? So it's
Yeah.
kind of waved. All right,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
that's wave.
Thank
All right,
Christ.
let's. Speaking of doing better at the prediction series, let's
no.
give Jake a Lil Jakey boy fighting shot here. He
Here we
gets
go.
first chance to
Champ.
select his champ. Sorry, my whole worldview has been thrown here with Lil Jakey Boy's
poorly
revelations.
Flat
You're
Earth
accelerating
talking
upward,
points.
Ryan.
Two typos, Jake. Get over it.
Oh, what was the one from the beginning one? Was it
Contartry.
contrarily or something like that?
Contartly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the medium risk, high reward one here, and I'm going to continue picking with my heart. I'm going nowhere near that Terano Fuji pick. I'm going to punt that to the next guy. I'm taking Takakeisha for my champ.
Okay, Ryan, you got it.
I'm down, Mac.
Hey, no. No.
All right, Max got next pick.
Shit.
Yeah, now it gets a little harder.
Like now it gets harder.
It gets very hard after Takakeisha.
Yeah, all right. Going with my heart. Bad boy. I'll show to you. Come on, baby. The numbers favor you.
All right. Ooh, Fleric looks to be in pain. His top two choices are off the board.
He's sitting up. The hood's back. He's staring at the screen.
I was hoping I could just pick with my heart, but no, I have to make a choice.
For those of you that are just listening, Fleric is frantically staring at the screen.
He sat up for the first time this podcast.
This is real business. It's important.
This got more of a reaction out of him than the flat Earth proofs I've done so far.
No, that was only cementing my resolve on the prediction thing as well. All right, I gotta go with Kiribayama. Let's go with my second heart.
All right.
My second heart.
So I am gonna play a bit of a meta game here. I am going to select Teru no Fuji.
Oh,
as if he pulls out of the Basho, I will get a free switch to
whoever's still in.
choice.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
playing the
So
meta.
I'm gonna go with Teru no Fuji and Wakataka Kage. You're waiting in the wings, buddy. Or
Fair,
I don't
fair
know.
enough.
There's a big part of me that's like Keen Bozon, so we'll see. But right now we're gonna go Teru no Fuji. But that means
God, I almost hope that Takakeisha pulls out before Terano Fuji so that I can steal
Oh,
Wakataka Kage or
Jake
something
just
like
like,
that.
nope.
Oh, that would be lovely.
All right. So for first pick for Chump, there's a couple different ways that I could go with this, and I'm torn. Like I want to pick Nishikigi. He's the like odd man out in the Joy, but he's coming off like a few winning Basho in a row. He's been at like Maegashira 6, Maegashira 4, so I don't know that he's necessarily gonna like crater or anything and get 10 plus losses. Or I could go with the guy who's only had one winning record in the Makuuchi division in 10 plus years of trying. So he did Jake bad last time, but I hope he doesn't have it in him 2 times in a row. Let's go with Azu Mario.
Yeah.
Bold, my friend. Bold.
This is gonna be a tough one too.
Yeah, I feel like this Basho's tougher to select these than others have been.
Yeah,
it definitely
especially
is.
for Chump. Like I don't think there's anybody that is like dramatically out of their depth this time.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look out
It is
for.
Flex choice.
Yeah,
by the
it
way.
is
That's
Flex.
why we're all sitting here waiting.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with Mitoryu.
Mitoryu, the final guy on the Bansuke. I think he has yet to have a winning record in the top division as well, so not a bad choice. All right, Mac.
Yeah, this is a really high value pick here.
I know.
Like, our chumps, like, you know, it's so hard to pick a chump in this Basho that I think it's going to be the difference maker for who wins.
All right, I'm gonna roll the dice. Busho's on.
He was on my list.
Yeah, I have him as kind of middling, but I'm like, he's either, no, Busho's on.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like it.
So a couple stick out to me.
Are we boring you?
A little bit. I think in the Joy, a couple that I'm thinking about are Tobizaru or Shodai. If Shodai is like the high risk, high reward one.
Oh,
there, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Go do it. Do it.
Oh, wait.
I'm not gonna.
No.
I think I'm gonna pick. You know what? Let's go maximum heartbreak for Ryan. Hokuto Fuji.
Oh,
Why would you do that?
I don't have
Ooh.
anybody that none of these look like good picks to me.
You
Mhm.
believe in Nishikiki more than Hokuto Fuji?
They're about the same, but one of
Wait,
them
wait,
hurts
wait.
you
How
more.
dare you?
Oh, he's an
They're about the
M7.
same, but one of them will
Okay.
cause you more pain if it's a good pick.
Yeah, if you win on the heels of Hokuto Fuji sucking, that ooh,
Yeah.
that is dirty.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Low blow.
all right. Well, now you got to read something else.
Now let's talk about the flat Earth again. Okay. Here goes. The NASA thing is the scariest of all. What I'm trying to do is liberate your minds. See with your third eye. If NASA can convince everyone that the very nature of the world we live on is different than it actually is, what else are they lying to you about? What is real? What is fake? Are you real? Am I real? Oh no, here comes the crippling existential dread again.
We're in the Matrix.
End quote.
We're in a simulation.
All right, what's next?
Little Jakey boy, we need to draw what the punishment will be for next time and how much flat Earth propaganda will be brought
Oh.
into it. we have a flat Earth wheel that we'll be spinning on a scale of 1 to 10. How big of a percentage will your punishment need to involve flat Earth theories?
It looks like we are doing the movie scene again.
Okay.
All right.
Bum.
So the loser will have to rewrite a movie scene of the winner's choice to be sumo/flat Earth themed.
No, I refuse the flat Earth theme.
I would like to amend this one because I feel like this one leaves a lot in the hands of the person that is being punished to not like. I think that it would be fun to add on to this that the winner should be able to pick the theme as well, not just like what scene you're doing, but also like a couple keywords of what it has to be about. That sound fair?
You have to work one phrase into it.
All right.
Yeah, you have to work some topic into the conversation of whatever movie scene it is.
All right.
We
I'm
all know
adding
where
that
this
to
is
the
going
outline.
if Ryan wins.
We do. We absolutely do. It'll be the When Harry Met Sally scene at the diner, but about flat Earth.
I wouldn't be opposed to that scene.
I bet you wouldn't.
I did not like that laugh.
Yeah.
I'm working on a few different laughs.
What
Your
the hell does that mean?
You're workshopping laughs
Don't
32 years into your life?
In
Wow.
front of a mirror.
Ryan, thank you for thinking I'm 32. That
Are you
makes me feel
33?
better.
It's actually
No,
50,
you
Ryan.
asshole.
How old are you, Mac?
I'm 34.
What the hell did that happen?
Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
shit.
It's not like in 2 days.
You assholes forgot my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Last Tuesday or this upcoming Tuesday?
No, this upcoming.
Upcoming one, yeah.
Okay, no, yeah.
That
get outta
doesn't
here.
count.
All right, I am 33, but
That's
I will be
even
I
lower.
haven't
34
had the
soon.
chance to forget it yet.
Yelling at me about being 34 when he is in actuality 33 goddamn years old.
Yeah, Ryan was completely right. What the hell, Mac?
He said
Well,
I was
it-
32. He started with 32.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yep, Ryan was still wrong.
On
Thank you.
average, me and Mac got his age right.
You nailed it on average. Well done.
Jesus Christ. All right. So
Ooh.
tomorrow we will be posting our bold predictions thread on Twitter. So you could send us tomorrow as we're recording this, Monday, March 6th, as you're listening to this. We will be posting our bold predictions thread. So you can get on Twitter, enter in your bold prediction, and whoever has the best/most accurate prediction will win a free Grand Sumo Breakdown t-shirt. So before we jump into what everybody is most excited about, I'm just so desperate
Betcha
to
I know
hear
what I'm excited for.
more from Lil Jakey Boy.
Unrelated to any of the important knowledge bombs I've been dropping, I just wanted to point out that the Dune book series sucks.
Hey,
Wow. All right.
I take offense to that one.
I don't like that one.
We all do, except for Ryan. That was a well-aimed
wait,
torpedo.
Yeah, except for the later books are kind of weird. I'll give you that.
Hey, Ryan, have you
It
not
gets
read
weird.
any of the Dune books?
What's Dune?
Oh,
Is that
It's like that
some-
Aladdin movie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of Space Aladdin, isn't it?
The one with
It's
Will
too
Smith
Fleric.
as the genie.
It's too.
Except for the genie and Aladdin are the same person because reasons, and also there's drugs.
reasons.
All right, let's get one.
Was that a good summary, Flerick?
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Let's get another
Okay,
Jake
next up, 'cause-
diatribe.
Yeah, I know. We gotta get through it. And Ryan wrote. Okay, I cheated slightly and see that you wrote too many. You wrote an extra one. Okay, anyways. Something else I've been looking into. Birds are definitely fake, right? like I've been doing some reading, and what I've found is that they were all exterminated by the government between 1959 and 1971. They are now all drones meant to spy on us. They sit on power lines to recharge. They poop on cars to track them. And JFK was assassinated due to his reluctance to exterminate the birds.
That's what that Alfred Hitchcock movie was about, right?
Yeah,
The
God,
birds.
That's stupid.
I can only assume.
That's
Can't
like a
bel-
joke one, right? Like
I
that's one
can't
that people
believe
made
you're
up.
buying into the conspiracy theory that some dude started on a whim and admitted he just made it up. Can't believe you're buying into this, Jake.
Those are the best ones where it's somebody like tried to see like how much misinformation would spread, and it's like, oh no, too much.
A lot. All right. We've been mean to little Jakey boy, and we'll continue to be mean, but he can at least tell us what he's most excited for this Basho first.
For this to end. Oh God, I hope none of the next ones have NFTs in them. What I'm actually most excited for is probably going to be the popular answer, Takakeisho Yokozuna Run. That is going to be the thing that I remember the most. I can already tell you whether it's a success or failure. This is like the one we've been waiting for. It's closer than he's ever been.
Dude's gonna lose on day one, and we're all just gonna be so sad.
And it's gonna be like a
and it's gonna ruin
something.
And it's gonna ruin the rest of the Basho.
Yeah.
Like if he loses on days 1 through 5, the rest of the Basho is just gonna be, oh my God. Just
Let's
get
not even
through
like,
it.
do anymore. Recording.
Yeah.
All the
Why do we do
Sekiwaki have losing records too.
Oh, if we end up with another one of those.
Yeah.
It would be tough.
So Flerick, let's just say we all agree. Yeah, Takakeisho's Yokozuna Run. That's what we're all most excited for. Is there anything else jumping out at you, Flerick?
The 11-4 Yusho run of where they have to
Takayasu.
where it starts off with a first day loss, but then he just kind of barely teases us all the way to the end. I can't wait. No, it's probably gotta be the potential Ozeki runs coming up. And Hokuseiho, that guy's been hyped up for such a long time.
Mhm.
I think I'm keeping an eye on that guy and seeing how he does and develops. I'm gonna enjoy that a lot.
Yep.
That'll
Anything
be
else?
Hokuseiho.
Anything else for you, Mac?
We've covered all the big ones that I've been excited for, but there is a third for me, and that is Asanoyama, hurry the hell up. Get up here, kick ass in Juryo, and get back here.
There we go.
Yeah, can I just say, like, it feels like it's been a long time since we had like a prospect Basho, and this one really feels like that. We got prospects like, can this guy get to this rank? Is the storyline for like 12 different guys right now.
Yeah.
At the top, all the way down to the very bottom of the top division, the bottom of Juryo. There's like, can this guy do this at this rank? You know,
Yeah.
Like I think that's been a while since we've had something like that.
It's exciting.
That's the last thing that I was gonna list. Like number 4 on my list of things I'm excited about. Ochiai. Let's just see. Can he continue his great start to sumo? Hopefully he doesn't get a losing record and is kicked right back down to Makusha. Hopefully he wins.
Belt.
Hopefully the belt stays in
I worry
Juryo.
about the belt.
Just lose to someone in Juryo. That's all I ask.
All right, little Jakey boy. Let's get this rest of this conspiracy stuff out of your system.
Okay. All right, next one. And once you dig in, you notice everything fits together. The government is spying on us to prevent us from reaching the ice walls surrounding Earth and reaching the answers that are held beyond them. They use the birds to spy on us and track our movements. And if anyone gets too close, they send their secret reserve of Bigfoots to take them out. Oh yeah, Bigfoot is real. You don't find them in the wild much because they are super soldiers held in a secret government labs in Area 51.
All right, you seem like you're on a
feet?
roll.
Big
Bigfoots.
feet? Yeah,
Bigfoots.
No, wouldn't it be feet?
Big feet?
Bigfoots. All right, you seem like you're on a roll, Jake. Let's get this out of your system.
Okay, second to last one. The vaccines are just another way to track your movements if you are able to evade the birds. 5G towers and chemtrails are ways that the government controls our mind and reinforces the round earth conspiracy. Also, if the Bansuke has fewer than 2 ozeki, the Antarctic ice walls will crumble to the ground and the whole ruse will be shattered. That's why
White
there must
Walkers have
always be 2
crossed.
ozeki on the Bansuke. And
The White Walkers have crossed.
I do have one more conspiracy theory, and it's the big one, guys. This is what it all culminates in. Ryan, bring it up.
Culminates.
Yep, this is what it all leads to. I shit my pants regularly.
The existential
Thank you for
crisis.
tying it together with a good old classic D20 roll kind of statement.
That's what, Jake, you're setting a precedent for your baby boy. It's okay. I accept that one.
All of it leads up to
Ha ha. Jake poops his pants regularly.
Haha, poop joke. We nailed it. Way to go, boys.
You weren't supposed to look ahead and spoil yourself.
I needed to know how many you had to see if you actually got 20, and then I saw that there were 21, and the last one was too short for me to, like, my
To
eyes
not
just
read
read
it,
it
yeah.
themselves. Yeah. Couldn't help myself.
Like you can't help yourself from pooping your pants regularly.
Regularly.
Ha ha. Jake poops
Okay.
his pants.
To all of our listeners out there, thank you for sticking with us this far.
Listen-
We understand if you don't want to stick around anymore.
We will be posting a follow-up podcast refuting all the points that Jake made about flat
And-
Earth beliefs.
And,
No, we
and
won't.
to any listeners who are legitimate flat Earth believers, I don't apologize.
We were making fun of you.
Yes, explicitly.
All right. The Haru Basho starts next Sunday, March 12th. We are very excited to see how this will all turn out, and we'll be very disappointed at the end of the 15 days. Of that, I have no doubt. Thank you all for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was awful.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time, throw your salt high.
And keep moving forward.